Sup, motherfuckers? You wanna look cool as fuck this Halloween? Well, hop on over to the Drunken Atheist Studio Teespring store and pick up our new Halloween design. Link in the description.
They will make cemeteries, their cathedrals, and tombs your cities.
1, 2, 5s is coming for you. Better lock your door or your heart is under the floorboard. Like the people under the stairs, it ain't fair when I stare. Only got one question. Are you scared? I know how to use my machete like Jason. Camp Crystal Lake sound like a good vacation. I'm a demon knight, I'm the knight of the demon. This is just like the burning, except I don't need a reason. You'll be puking out your guts like gates of hell. I come from the beyond, in case you couldn't tell. Well, there's 7 doors of death, I'll take your last breath. My boomstick puts holes in your chest. To hell with the rest, I always wish for the best. Like Charles Bronson after coming back from the west. Don't be upset that I slaughtered your crew. You're like the one survivor at the end, at least it wasn't you. High tension must mention, I'm a cruel bastard. Just like Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm swinging the saw, trap you like Jigsaw. Now it's your move, sucker, I'm a bad motherfucker. The real Damien, true life son of Satan. In Little China shooting out lightning like Raiden. This is Poltergeist, Craig Nelson can't even fight. The owl in stage fright, murk you out of spite. Whether Cannibal Holocaust or Cannibal Ferox, no one can fuck with me, I swear to God. Need a Miss 45, bullets go where your head is. Cut your Achilles tendon like Mr. Vengeance. Bleeding, contamination, biohazardous. You ain't Lazarus, you stay dead, I'm ravenous. You're gonna get killed, I should say get what you deserve. My crew eat human stew, and dinner is served. Life's a horror flick, see death all the time. When I close my eyes, it's more than a rhyme. Life's a horror movie, said it ain't just a rhyme. Except in this film, no one survives. Life's a horror flick, see death all the time. When I close my eyes, it's more than a rhyme. Life's a horror movie, said it ain't just a rhyme. Except in this film, everybody dies.
What's up, fucking bitches? Chris Hollowicki coming at you with a new episode of Gotta See It with me. And I'm here with special guest, Doc fucking Phibes.
What's good?
Yeah, and what movie did we see today?
Halloween, bro.
Who is this directed by? You know the name off the top of your head.
David Gordon Green.
David Gordon Green, who did Eastbound and Down, Vice Principals. Also produced by Kenny Powers himself, Danny McBride.
Salute.
And written by both of them with the help of somebody else. Yeah, we just caught a pre-screening today, and we're here to fucking talk about it. So, without further ado, let's check out Halloween.
I'll kill you with the 7 plagues. I'm Doc Phibes. I've created a monster.
Trick or treat! So my house is here. Which one should we go to? They're all spooky. I'm gonna pick that one over on across the street. Yeah, do you? Oh, what the? Hey! Sorry about that!
So, Doc, what did you think of Halloween 2018?
Mixed feelings. Yeah. I think it's definitely a good trip to the movies, a worthwhile trip to the movies. How I felt about it, whether it being good or bad or not.
Kind of half and half.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings on it. You know, it's.
You don't think it would? Well, let me say that I thought this movie was really solid. It had a lot of very powerful strengths to it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but as a movie itself, it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's basically where I am. Yeah. Would you say
it's a worthwhile trip to the movies? You know, absolutely. And I think that's important because it stuck with that whole heritage that Halloween has created about being, you know, a movie that you would go to, you know, to spook yourself out, spook the people you're with, you know, and
get some
it successfully does that, you know. It successfully recreates the intentions of the original movie.
Yeah. I think it's also, it seemed like an obvious thing to do, but they released it right in Halloween season when I remember growing up, Halloween H2O. I think that was a summer release. I remember Halloween Resurrection. I definitely saw that with friends in the summer. Before we jump into this movie, I'm gonna just say straight out, I hate the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. What do you think about it? Knowing that I said that, I think feel that way.
Yeah, see, I defer. I dug them.
Yeah.
I thought they were dope. But also with the Rob Zombie ones, I thought they were like further like gore oriented. This one had more of like a Hitchcock type kill.
Oh yes, I would agree.
Where
with
it
that.
led up to it, and then you saw the aftermath of the kill, but you didn't.
Yeah,
you didn't see knife going in the flesh. But yeah, like as far as like the Rob Zombie movies are concerned, like from what I understand, is John Carpenter's big beef was that Rob Zombie made a boogeyman into a human person.
Yeah, that
we could somehow empathize with on some level. You would a snapped person, and from what I understand, John Carpenter's whole point was to fix that, to bring him back to that boogeyman, that entity, of pure evil represented on Earth, and if anything, I think he just further tried to humanize them.
Yeah, they sort of the thing. If that was one of his big complaints,
baby. I know that's the wrong thing to say, but we're talking about a person who's supposed to be a land shark, a person who's going meal to meal, kill to kill. This is all he thinks about. He's pure evil, like,
and the fact that he didn't kill the baby, you said, like, you know what, that doesn't add up for his character. He doesn't kill those two children.
I didn't want him to necessarily kill the baby. But I needed him to kill the baby.
Well, he doesn't... He seems opportunistic about his kills. Like, he just doesn't kill anyone he bumps into. There's just two little kids bumping into him. He's like, alright, whatever. But then he goes into the house of that woman, stabs her... he kills that woman with a hammer, and then doesn't kill the baby. It's like, why didn't he kill the baby? He would have gotten away with it. It seems like he'll just kill anyone he can get away with. Like, what's his motivation?
Right.
Yeah.
He's trying to convince me that this dude is pure evil.
Yeah.
What the fuck is more evil?
Why wouldn't you stab a baby?
Really?
Exactly.
That's like the most evil.
But you know what? For all that psychobabble stuff that they tried to do, where they tried to like psychoanalyze Myers, like, we don't learn anything else about him. He does not develop as a character whatsoever. Yeah, he's just an old dude who just wants to fucking kill people. Yeah. It doesn't get more complex.
If anything, like the intro almost kind of built on zombies.
That movie
idea of the character.
I bet Rob Zombie is watching the very first scene of this movie, and he's thinking like, God damn it, I wish I did that. That looks very nice. I wish I was better at filmmaking. So yeah, it was kind of weird that they let him fuck with the mental patients, right? Like waving things in their faces, trying to get a reaction.
Oh yeah.
Do you think like it seemed like an uncontrolled thing, a little unnatural, but it was an effective scene. It was a powerful scene.
Yeah, but that's not, as somebody who's spent some time with some mental.
Does that seem like a standard procedure?
No, that would never ever happen in a million fucking years.
Yeah.
What do you talk? Yeah, like come on. Like, yeah, if anybody's unstable, you're not even like shoulder distance to another patient, let alone target.
Yeah, anyone can walk in. He also like. I wonder how they just have this masked podcaster. Well, I guess maybe they seem like a big deal. They're probably a big deal enough that they could pull some strings. They got the money. So. Yeah.
Let me trigger you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the scene early in when we start meeting the kids, where it's sort of like a meta joke where he says, well, this guy stabbed like 5 people. I mean, compared to today's standards, that's not really a big deal. I mean, because seriously, since 1978, we went through the 80s, which is all slasher movies. At this point, Halloween seems kind of tame than nowadays standards. But then they tell him to shut the fuck up, because that is obviously what people are gonna criticize the movie for.
Right.
And they tell him to shut the fuck up. And they're telling the audience member who's thinking about saying that in a message board, yeah, just shut the fuck up. Let the movie go. And I thought that was funny.
Yeah, no, that was a very insightful observation on society. You know, it was dope.
Straight up. They do a nod to Halloween 1, where our main young person looks through the window of her school, and it's just like a remake of when Laurie Strode was looking out the window and she saw Michael Myers. Yeah, there's a lot of Laurie Strode taking the place of Michael Myers in some iconic Halloween shots.
And also the bedsheet.
Oh, yes, the bedsheet. Yeah, the bedsheet gag was
multiple
great.
Halloween.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I thought the cop's reaction, because it looked like she was still moving, he would be like, show me your hands, show me your hands, but he walked over and he pulled it up. Yeah, or he just shot. He would just shoot. He's like, I can't see your hands.
This is Illinois.
Yeah.
Haddonfield is still a suburb.
Yeah, Haddonfield, it ain't that far from Chicago, even though it's not a real town.
Right.
But Jamie Lee Curtis, give it up. She carried this movie. For any shortcomings this movie had, you gotta go see it for Jamie Lee.
Mommy's strapped up.
Yeah, she's like Sarah fucking Connor.
Yeah, she got that heat on her.
You believe
she
her.
ready to up thump her.
You believe her as someone who suffers with PTSD, is super paranoid and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it works.
And like the flip, you know, of the empowerment. Yeah.
Yeah, empowerment.
From changing to victim to being,
to being the aggressor.
Right.
And I saw a headline that said, or one of the top Rotten Tomatoes reviews said that Halloween is a Me Too era Halloween movie for the Me Too era. And I'm like, what does that mean? But then after watching it, I'm like, all right, I see what that person is saying. It's like the taking back someone who victimized you. And you're,
right. It might not
not
necessarily been meant that way, but it's...
but I could see what that person was saying, because it's definitely Jamie Lee Curtis getting her revenge in a way better way than H2O, which, can you believe H2O was 20 years ago? Halloween Water? Damn. 20 fucking years ago, H2O came out. So why didn't they name it Halloween H4O? That would have been better. Here's one criticism of the film. They don't explain how they catch Michael Myers after the end of the first one, because if the second one doesn't exist, they don't explain how they catch Michael. Dr. Loomis shoots him a bunch of times, he falls off the balcony, and then he disappears. They never explain how they caught him. The beginning of the movie should have been.
But they also make a reference to that Dr. Loomis didn't kill him.
Yeah, his doctor, who will
so
get
that's
to him in a
included.
minute. His doctor gets him in a minute, says that the local police kept Dr. Loomis from killing him. So I guess, So I guess Dr. Loomis probably tried to chase him down outside and kept putting plugs in him, and then the police made him stop. But, so I guess that makes sense. There's a kill scene in a public restroom, which is very reminiscent. Yeah, very reminiscent of Halloween H2O, where they had the same sort of type thing where he's stealing a car, except this time he fucking smashes their heads against the wall.
Well, and if you think about it, fucking zombies. Second Halloween.
Oh, did it seem like... Oh, yeah, there's a lot of scenes in bathrooms, isn't there? There's also, in that same scene, it also seems like, it's also reminded me a lot of Halloween 4, where Michael Myers shows up with wraps all over his face, or his face obscured, and he kills an auto worker, puts on his coveralls, and, kills a bunch of people.
He runs through the whole auto shop in that scene.
Yeah. And,
they did a lot of, Hitchcocking.
Yeah, I would say that
where you would,
instead of 80s kill things, it was more Hitchcockian, which
right.
I think makes sense.
You would infer what happened. It would show him going into what would be a murder.
Yeah.
And then the aftermath of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't about like showing like throats getting slit open or like gore or anything.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too heavy on gore. What was that? It was tasteful.
Yeah. They have the knife stealing scene, which he goes into the back door of that woman's house. Which that's
right, that's almost like
that's just like Halloween
origin stuff, you know. Like,
yeah.
Like Leatherface picking up the saw, or you know, or any of those, you know.
But I would even say that scene where he follows the lady in and he kills her with the hammer, I would say that is pretty much almost a direct translation from the scene in Halloween 2 where he steals a knife and he doesn't kill anyone, he just backs out.
Right.
Or whatever.
Well, it's all through that kitchen window shot. Yeah, absolutely.
And then you know, if he does, they're going to change it up that much and he kills the woman instead of just taking the knife and going, why not have him stab the baby?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? The cinematography in this movie is fucking amazing.
Absolutely. A blend between retro and modern editing techniques, for sure.
Yeah.
But like a bunch of retro shots where it was really far out, track driven, you know, stuff that
it's just
any film nerd would really appreciate any of that.
It seemed like it was all done with like craft and care. Like everyone's really thinking about how all these shots were going to look. But having said that, I think that while it captured a mood and atmosphere and it looked very nice, I think that when it came to the action and the suspense, the scenes are supposed to build up your suspense, I honestly thought it was pretty clunky and awkward. Like when you're supposed to be like, oh my, and Spot's just supposed to be like, oh my god, something's gonna happen. It was just like, this is not paced correctly. But then again, it could be more. It's like
that's also with the writing too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that this director, like, he maybe should have reached out like a little more help to get scares. Because I'm not saying that it didn't have any jump scares. I'm just saying that some of the stuff just didn't work. And the people
there wasn't like any scenes that was like gritting your teeth suspense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Jamie Lee
it's not
in
a
the
very
back
scary
of the closet.
Movie. Yeah, it's not a very scary movie.
Right.
There's not a lot of suspense.
Like
every time someone's about to get murdered, I feel like from the kid at the beginning to the dad to everyone who gets killed, like they're not acting like people while they're getting murdered. They're acting very strange, including that scene where that hilarious little kid who's getting babysat.
Shout out to him.
He was hilarious, but he kind of cut all the tension in that scene. But even if
he
wasn't,
stole the whole scene.
Yeah, he stole the scene, and he made laughs during a scene that's supposed to be serious. But even the blonde chick who gets murdered, she wasn't acting like a normal person. She wasn't acting like a human. She wasn't acting like a human being while she was getting killed. Like, it was just strange. It was very awkward and clunky. And then this is what I'm saying. Like, it seems like it was shot to. Some parts of it feel like it was shot to be like PG-13 because it honestly is not gory. And like, I feel like I was watching like Venom, where you're obviously gonna see like. You're supposed to be an R-rated scene right there where he goes in, and instead they just pan away and it happens off camera. Which
like there was something else.
Yeah. But they wouldn't have done this.
That's
an R-rated movie. They wouldn't have cut out the gore. So that's why I'm like, why did they make it like this?
Another gripe I have: if you're a white kid who has a grandma, don't call her grandmother.
Yeah.
That is super fucking weird.
That is very strange.
Like,
I noticed it. I did it in my head. I didn't think to write it down, though.
Yeah, that is super weird. That, like,
grandmother?
Every time I heard that, like...
Grandmama? grandmother. That's just like that.
Have you called grandmother? Looking at it. Yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the whole scene when she's like running through the forest, but you already know Michael's at
she knows she's
where
gonna
she's going.
Yeah. It's like
how do you already like?
She's running through the woods, and he's like he doesn't give a fuck about her. And in addition to that, it doesn't seem like Michael really cares about tracking down Laurie Strode until like the last few minutes of the movie. Seriously. Yeah. Okay, so we get to the point where the doctor shows back up, and there's all this thing. We're unclear how the accident happens. The bus doesn't seem like it's been an accident. We don't know what happened. But
the doctor like lazy writing.
The doctor gets shot, which that confuses the storyline too. Very weird, and very misleading. I think they're doing misdirections, but
red herring.
Yeah, the doc shows back up in the sling, and I'm like, this already seems suspicious. Like he's acting suspicious right away, and his priorities are out of line.
Doctors are shady.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, he's like, we gotta keep him alive. He's a straight treasure. We need to study him. Like, no, you really don't. There's nothing really that interesting about him. He's a guy who stabs some people, and he's a mute. It's like, it's not that thing.
Your eyebrows are nefarious.
Yeah, and they don't explain this, but it's like, I don't know. Unless we both missed it, they don't imply that he caused the accident, that Michael got away. But it would make the movie better if the doctor caused the accident that got Michael out. But, but instead it seems like...
Nobody knows how the accident...
The way it came off to us is basically he's opportunistic, like, oh, he got away, so let's run this experiment in the real world. Let's see. Right. Let's try to get in the mind of Michael Myers. I'm like, that is really dumb. It's like, why are you going to... Even if he got away with it and he was able to observe it, I'm like, you're going to go in the institution next. You're going to be charged for all the deaths of those officers. You're going to ruin your life just so you could, like, watch this boring guy. It's like, what has he been studying the past 40 years? What has he been studying Michael doing? He doesn't talk. He just stands around. It's not interesting, and it kind of makes it more dumb. It's like almost like if they would have went to the druid route, it would have been.
Right, and he doesn't have any inspiration for, like, that day. He doesn't have the motivation behind, like, why.
And the movie...
What the kills would mean to Michael.
Yeah, it just seems
mean
random.
anything to him.
It seems like, you know, if Michael's walking around, he's like, I can kill them, and it's not going to bring a lot of attention to me. He's going to do it. And that seems to be the only differentiate, but he won't kill babies. And
which is where they fucked up. Which is, I hate saying that, but it's true.
That killed the movie for both of us. He should have killed that baby.
It's fucked up, but it's true.
Like,
if you want to make a monster, that's the most monsters.
He doesn't seem to be trying to track down Laurie Strode, and in fact, Laurie Strode seeks him out, finds him, shoots him, he fucking runs away. He's not trying to chase her. I don't even think that he knows who she is. But then at the end of the movie, he shows up. I guess I'm going after you now. Doesn't really make sense. Yeah. It doesn't seem like Michael Myers is interested. It just seems like he's honestly crazy, and he's just going to kill forever.
True lies.
Yeah. All right. So on to the final act. So Jamie Lee Curtis has this battle dome around her house that is apparently completely useless as soon as, like, a guy who's kind of strong shows up. Her strategy of defeating him seems very awkward. She's just, like, shoving people in the basement and taking them out and shoving them in.
After, like, waiting 40, 50 years.
Yeah. And it seems like all of her plans are stupid. They fell apart. She lets the fucking... Alright, so the husband gets killed. Her daughter's husband gets killed. And then she sees him. She's got him in his sight. The guy's slow as fuck. He's in his 60s or 70s. She's like, why didn't she pump him? She doesn't shoot him. She shuts the door and locks him. Like, why didn't she kill him? But then she knows she's like 5 feet in front of the door. So she shuts the door and locks it. And then she puts her face against the door with these two windows that don't have locks over them. So that big bar across the door is useless. If
I thought you were saying, well, when she was faking the front and the baby.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm talking about this, where Jamie Lee Curtis has her face against the door with the two prone windows, and he starts choking her, and then he's choking her out. I'm like, why would you make yourself that vulnerable? Why didn't you shoot him instead of locking the door? And why did you ever?
She gets the irreversible treatment.
Well, why would she take her eyes off of Michael Myers? Yeah. Why would she take her eyes off of him? He almost kills her. She shoots a couple of his fingers off with a shotgun, and then instead of finishing the job, she goes down in the basement and starts having a heart-to-heart with her daughter, lets Michael get into the building, shoots him through the floor, and I guess it hits him once, and then he goes upstairs and decides to play hide and seek. It's like, what is going on? Like, the whole final act of the movie is like, why is any of this happening? Jamie Lee Curtis throughout her whole apartment has those the same kind of closets that Michael punched through in the middle. Like, if you have PTSD,
of course she does. Yeah,
if you have PTSD to say, why do you
have
these
room
closets
full
everywhere?
of fucking Michael-sized mannequins?
Yeah, it's a horror show in her. It's either rooms with no furniture in it or a horror show.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing? She doesn't finish it off. She cornered.
But even before Michael shows up, they're like safe in the basement.
Yeah.
She gets the daughter and the daughter's husband. Mm-hmm. Safe in the basement.
But then they let them all out, and then he gets killed. But why after she blew off his hand? Why is she like, well, let's corner ourselves in the basement? It's like, what do you do? Like, why don't you keep following up and killing him? And then she goes upstairs to face him. She gets knocked off the balcony. It's a nod to the first. It's a nod to the first one. She disappears, and that was kind of cool. I like that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it might be like show insight into her character, almost suicidal.
Yeah, maybe this is what she wanted.
Because she is crazy as hell. She's reckless.
Yeah, maybe it was part of the hunt for her. All right,
might be low-key genius.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, or maybe she was doing it for entertainment. Maybe she's like Jigsaw. She's like, I want to make this like a fucking video game. Me fucking taking out Michael.
Right.
But yeah. So Jamie becomes the aggressor and Michael, and then
she wild.
Yeah.
She probably hate.
And then she
got that thunder on her.
They lock him in the basement and they burn. They light the house on fire, and that's that. Yeah. So that was Halloween.
It was dope. It's definitely worth a watch.
Would you say where does it rank? Is it one of the better Halloween movies? Middle of the ground? I'd say it's probably it's probably in the top 3 Halloween movies in my book. Just because a lot of them are real bad. It's definitely in the top 5 out of like how many?
Well, yeah, that's for sure. I would say that.
Yeah, it's in the top 5 Halloween movies, I would say. But it's not as good. Don't get your hopes up too much. Just go in trying to see a fun Halloween movie and don't expect it to be like changing the game.
And hey, it might be a way better experience for you than it was for us.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
if it's awesome to you, that's what's up.
I'm a hardcore Halloween fan. I have every single one of them on VHS, and I don't own the Rob Zombie ones because I hate them. But I liked it. I liked it. And if you're someone who doesn't give a shit about Halloween, you just want to go see a horror movie, go fucking see it. If you're a casual fan of Halloween, go see it.
No matter what, it's worth a watch.
It's definitely worth watching it. I'd say it's not the greatest thing ever, but you should go see it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But anyway, anything else you got to add, or did we cover it?
Shout out to this guy. Make sure to follow fucking Drunken Atheist Studios on YouTube and all that.
Like, subscribe, hit up the Patreon or the Teespring store. Doc himself has bought the Halloween shirt.
You'll see me repping that.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets it. I'll pop an image in and you'll see it later. But yeah.
Right here.
Thanks for watching, motherfuckers. Make sure to stay metal. Hail Satan. Like and subscribe. I said all this. Patreon, Teespring, and yeah. Boy.
We out.
Great job. Awesome.